Happy Hum Day! Hi! Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for our weekly Wednesday Facebook Live tutorial. So, if you are joining me, make sure that you say hi so I can see your name. Hi, Exclusive Events. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Jacqueline. Oh, quite a few of you are joining me at the same time. So it will be a mouthful for me to call all your names. So my Instagram followers, thank you for following me. Thank you for joining me today on Weekly Wednesday. And also for my Facebook users, thank you for joining me here as well. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Siobhan. Okay. All right. So we also have our YouTube members. So if you're watching me on YouTube, say hi. And thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channels. So sorry for being a little bit late. So I was trying to go live on LinkedIn and somehow I've already been approved to go LinkedIn live. Don't know why it's not connecting with StreamYard, but technical issues, we will work with that later. Hey, Stella. Hi, Christine. Thank you for joining me on Instagram. So for those of you who is joining me the very first time, my name is May Yo Silvers. I am the owner of M2 Hospitality, a multiple six-figure multiple six-figure profit event planning company, and also the founder, event mentor, and coach for events for anyone, where we help event planners like you to start and grow your event planning company into a multiple six-figure as well. So I missed several of you last Wednesday, wasn't able to come on live, but we streamed in a video on how to overcome price objection. I hope that has been helpful. And I already went in to respond to your questions based on that video. So for those of you who missed it, please go into the guides tab and watch that video under slaying sales. Okay. So all right. So if I don't call your name, it's not because that I don't see you. I do see you, but I do want to be very conscientious about the time that we have. I know a lot of you are joining me right during your lunchtime. Okay. So hi, Ria. Thank you for joining me. So for Facebook users, if you're watching me, hey, Adelia, thank you for joining me. Hi, Keisha. So hi. Okay. So if you're joining me on Facebook, make sure you click the StreamYard link so I can see your name. Okay, we have a lot of Instagram followers watching me right now. So that is fantastic. Okay, so we still have like close to 80 people waiting to be let in into the Facebook group. So I will get to those members. So if some of your friends are already inside the Facebook group and you are not in yet, don't worry. If you are requested to join our Facebook group and you have answered all your entry question, I will get to you. I will grant the access, but if you didn't answer the entry question, then your access will be denied. So, all right. So today we want to talk about, hey, Claudia. Hi, Lynette. So thank you so much for giving me your time once again, every Wednesday for our Facebook Live tutorial. So today I want to talk a little bit about why are my leads ghosting me, right? So this is a common, I would say common occurrence for a lot of event planners, especially if you are first starting out in the business. You're first starting out in the business. And even for people inside my mentorship program, they go through that as well. I just want you to know that don't feel bad, okay? That you are not the only person that have leads ghosting you. All right. I knock on wood, when I first started M2 Hospitality, throughout my whole entrepreneurship, I don't experience that a lot because a lot of my business came from referral, but it still happens. So however you are feeling and whatever you are feeling right now that your leads are ghosting you, how come are you the only person that you have a leads ghosting you? No, you're not alone. It's very, very common. Okay. Sometimes, that's just the way it is. That's just how business is. Leads ghost you. But we can't stop it, but we can definitely reduce the occurrence of your leads ghosting you. And this does not just apply to event planners. It applies to all business owners, okay? All types of business. So you are not alone in this field. So what's the reason why your leads ghost you? So what exactly does that mean? Let's go into the terminology. What does ghosting means? So that means you have some form of an interaction with your potential lead. Either they contact you through your contact form and then you reach back out to them, and then they just disappear. Or they ask you for a proposal, and then you send them the proposal, and then they just ghost you. Or they ask you for a contract, okay, and then you send them the contract and they ghost you. Or you arrange for a phone call, they say sure, no problem, they arrange for a phone call with you, and then they just ghost you, they don't show up for the phone call. So there is always some form of an interaction, at least one interaction that you and that potential lead has. And then this interaction could be 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and then they just completely ghost you. And then you wonder, what happened, right? What did you say something wrong? Did something happen? And then they just disappear. So there are a few factors to consider. Number one, why they ghost you. But the most important thing that I want you to focus on is when your lead ghosts you, listen, again, it's very common, okay? I don't want you to spend your energy. I don't want you to spend your energy fretting, angry, frustrated, and then you decide that everybody's going to be like this. I might as well don't forget about building a business because everybody is shady. No, okay? You can spend your time and your energy in analyzing why your leads ghost you. You should spend some time thinking about that, evaluating what happened, the whole process, what happened, how come they ghost you. But I don't want you to spend time, energy on getting upset for extended period of time, getting discouraged, getting demotivated for extended period of time. It's okay, you can have your PD party and then move on. Okay, again, that's part of the business. Your job is to reduce the occurrence. So a lot of times, right, when the leads ghost you, they can contribute to a few factors. All right, contribute to a few factors. Number one, okay, whatever I'm sharing with you are all real life experience. I didn't make all this up. It's real life experience from my clients sharing the experience with me, my personal experience as well, fellow entrepreneurship friends who also went through the whole process. So number one is you never even talk to them about your price. You didn't tell them anything about your pricing, and then you send them the contract or you send them the proposal. No mention of your pricing. Okay, you beat around the bush. You never tell them exactly how much it costs to work with you. So after you had a conversation with them, they say, oh, this is so nice. Okay, this is your vision. Fantastic. Let me send a proposal to you. Okay. During this whole conversation that you have with them, regardless whether it's on the phone or it's on email or text message, okay, when you have that conversation with them, not once you mention about your fees, okay, then you send them a proposal and a contract, and then they see your fees, they had a sticker shock. And they just ghost you because they don't want to deal with telling you why they don't want to work with you. It's too much of a hassle. They have a lot of options. Your potential lead has a lot of options to work with different types of planners, right? With many planners that they can pick from. Why would they even bother to pick up the phone to tell you, hey, listen, I don't want to work with you because you're too expensive? And then after that, they have to go through the whole process in their head, right? That you're trying to convince them to work with them. No, they don't have time for that. They don't want to have to go through this emotional turmoil. All right. So it's easier to just ignore you. Okay. So that's why I say it's so important. It's so important. Okay. How many of you, I see Stella, say has happened to you a few times, right? When, first time, when you have a conversation, when you have that person on the email, on the text message, or on the phone, okay, you must make use of the opportunity to already give them an idea how much it costs to hire you, or in fact, the cost of hiring you. Otherwise, when you suddenly put that price on the proposal or on the contract, they will ghost you. 99% they will ghost you because there's not many people out there who will have the integrity all the time to write you back and say that, listen, okay, and say that, listen, this is sorry, your price is out of our price range, and thank you, we decide to move with somebody else. Very seldom you have people who actually take the time. So a question came in, so how do we have a general conversation about prices since every event is different? The whole idea of you having a conversation with your potential client is to find out what they need, right? Is to find out what they need. What do you need? Tell me a little bit about your events. Okay, what is your vision? All right, so you have all this information already on your client's vision of the event. So based on what they say they need, all right, they need you to help them with, you should have a pretty good idea how many hours it's going to take you to plan that event. And then you times by your hourly rate, you already know your fees. Correct? You already know your fees. And you're going to go into the conversation to say that, okay, based on your vision of the event, this event is going to basically cost you $20,000, $25,000. Is this something that you have planned for your budget? Okay. You want to already start talking about money before you drop your fee. So they already know how much they need to be budgeting for their event. So then they will say, oh, yes, this is, that's about right, about how much I think I want to spend on the event. Or they may say, no, that's not how much I want to spend. I only want to spend $15,000. I want to spend $10,000. That's when you go in. Remember, I always say in the last session that we drop in the video tutorial on how to overcome price objection. The way to overcome price objection is to stop the objection at the very beginning. So it doesn't even become an objection at the end because you have already addressed all the concern. So if they say, no, my budget is $10,000, then you need to bring them down to earth. Your role as an event planner is to be the consultant, to guide your clients to earth, okay? To let them know how much things cost. So they say, no, I only want to plan for $10,000. Then we need to have a further conversation and say, okay, $10,000, your vision, maybe we can do a little bit here and there. It's okay to tell them what to do. You don't have to tell them how to do it, okay? Telling them what to do is great because it makes them think, oh my God, do I really want to do all this by myself or should I hire you? So you already talked to them about the budget and say, oh, yeah, my budget is $10,000. Then that's when you say, does that include the event planner's fee? Because based on what you're asking for, it will take, based on what you're asking for, it will take an extensive amount of time for me to plan. And my fee will be around this price range. So you already had this conversation. So I don't even bother sending out, okay? I don't even bother, oh, Claudia, beam you up, Scotty. So I don't even bother sending out a proposal or a contract until I already have the money talk, okay? So when I know I send out the proposal or the contract, they already know my fee. They already know how much to budget for their events. If they are iffy, they don't know, sorry, move on, okay? Moving on. I say bye to you before you can ghost me, okay? You must talk about money before you send anything out, okay? Before you send anything out. So don't be afraid to talk about money. Don't be afraid to talk about your fees. The reason why you're afraid to talk about money and about your fees is because you don't want to sound pushy. You don't want to sound salesy. You don't want to sound like it's all about the sales. In reality, it's all about the sales. But if you go in with this service mindset, how can I help you? Let me get you along. Let me guide you into bring you back down to earth, how much things cost. Then you start talking about your fees because you have already shown your value, your expertise of how you can help them to deliver their vision. And then you talk about your fees and it's totally justifiable because you have already showed them how much you can do for them just by thinking and talking. Okay? So, number one, all right, got to talk about money, about your fees, even before you send out a proposal and a contract. So, at that point of time, you're also qualifying whether this lead is qualified to continue to have the conversation to send out a proposal and a contract. Because a lot of times they may look very qualified on paper, but then when you start talking to them, you realize that they're not really that qualified. So when you start talking about money, that's when you realize that they are not really your ideal client. So you say bye to them, okay? Instead of them saying bye to you. So no point, they don't ghost you. You don't ghost them. You say goodbye, thank you very much. I can refer you to somebody else. Okay? Number one, always talk about money. Number two, right? You will also want to make sure that you are talking to your ideal client that you're talking to, you are actually at the right platform where they hang out. So I'll give you one perfect example. if you are a luxury event planner, you do luxury event, okay? To hire you to do an event is minimum at least $5,000, okay? All right, minimum, just to do a simple wedding is at least $5,000. And you are showing up at a platform or in a Facebook group where it's all DIY brides, where it's all DIY mothers. All right. So this group does not scream luxury. Okay. This group does not scream luxury. All the contents that's being posted is all about where can I buy this decor? Where can I buy this backdrop? Oh, right. How long does it take for you to make this thing yourself? So you are talking to a group of people who are, you're talking to a group of people who are inside, who are just wanting to do everything themselves. If they're wanting to do everything themselves, and you are a luxury event planner, and you show up, you post your work, all right, and then you got people contacting you, all right, asking you, hey, how much is your package, right? And then all of you, you love your package and you put your price on the package, and then you send it over, right? And then they ghost you. Of course they will freaking ghost you because they are out of you are out of their budget. Okay? You're talking to the wrong people. You're talking to the wrong people. So because these people, they want to do DIY everything themselves, and your package starts at $5,000. Why would they pay you $5,000 when they're asking, hey, how long does it take for you to do the centerpiece yourself? Where do you buy these things here and there? How do you do the backdrop? They're not looking to spend $5,000 to hire an event planner. Okay? They're looking for cheap. So you are talking to the wrong audience. Okay? You're talking to the wrong audience. So you are not on the right platform. So who you're talking to people who wants a, like what they always say, right? They want to have champagne, but they have a beer budget. So when you send them the package, they were like, oh my God, they almost died. Of course, they ghost you. They don't want to talk to you. And when you send them the package, hey, you want to hop on a call? Of course not. Of course, they don't want to get on a call because you know what? They feel they don't want to be humiliated. Okay? They don't want to be embarrassed that you in your mind thinking, oh my God, when you get on the call and then they say, you know what? I wasn't thinking of planning to spend $5,000. And then they are thinking that you will think that they want champagne, but they have beer budget, which is the truth. So who wants to put themselves through that? Of course, they ghost you, right? Of course, they ghost you. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you are appearing in the right platform, okay, where your people are hanging out. So if your brand messaging is all about luxury, your brand messaging as in the words that you use, remember there was one time I say that what you write on your website and your social media and how you speak is going to have a perceived value of your brand. If your brand says something about we are very reasonably priced, we will work with your budget, we are affordable, there you go. You just gave a perception that you're not that luxury. Okay? Can you imagine if you go into Gucci or Chanel? You think they will write something like that? That I'm affordable, I'm reasonably priced. They are unapologetic about their fees. All right? They charge what they want to charge. So, but they back it up with the right messaging and the branding and the perception. They create the perception that they are luxury. So if you are a luxury event planner, all your branding messages should support the price that you want to charge. And you should be showing up in platforms, in groups that you know that this is a whole bunch of professional women who makes six figures in their professional jobs. They don't have time to plan their children's birthday party. They don't have time to plan their employee appreciation event. They don't have time to plan their own wedding. These are the people you should be talking to. And where are they? All right, where are they? Isn't that what the research has been showing? That all these people are already, most of them higher earning power is on LinkedIn, correct? On LinkedIn. So that's the reason why you can see that I'm appearing more and more on LinkedIn. So for those of you who have not been connected with me on LinkedIn, you better do it because I teach different things over there because I talk about different messaging. In this Facebook group, on Instagram, I teach people who are starting to build their business and wanting to scale. On LinkedIn, I teach people who are almost quite established but want to go to the 6-figure. So they're at 50 something thousand, 60 something thousand as a side hustle or for their event planning business. And I teach a different level of knowledge over there. So if you haven't connect with me on LinkedIn, go find me, Mayo Silvers, okay? YEOSILVERS, Mayo Silvers. So now there's a question, all right? So do you advise explicitly using your words like luxury and upskill on your site, or is that tacky? Why do you feel that is tacky? If you feel that you are luxury, and if you feel that you are the Chanel, okay, or the Gucci, or Louis Vuitton, or the Cartier of your industry, why do you feel that it's tacky? It's only tacky if you can't stand behind what you say you are. Okay? It's only tacky if you don't believe what you say you are. So remember that. And that's why I said that our mentorship program, the Events for Anyone, the Unstoppable Eventrepreneur mentorship program, is the first and only mentorship program that focuses on mindset, wealth consciousness, and infuse that into strategies to teach event planners how to build their event planning empire. So I don't just teach you strategies. So you ask me a very strategy question. Oh, is it tacky? I go straight into the mindset. I go straight into your wealth consciousness. Do you embrace that? Okay. So you have, okay, so another one that is, see, somebody wrote something really good. Another way to sieve out the price shoppers is to give an estimate of your pricing as an auto response when they send an inquiry that save valuable time. Absolutely, so there is two ways. There's two ways to look at that, right? People ask me, should I put my prices on my website to deter people from wasting my time? My answer is yes and no. If you have done a great job on your website to portray and give the perception of how much your fees are, all right? So when people come in, immediately they feel that everything looks kind of expensive, luxury, okay? And then you give your package of $5,000, they'll be like, okay. Now, if you don't have good branding in terms of your photos and your verbiage, and you put $5,000, people will be like, who does she think she is? Right? Or the pricing does not coincide with that thing, does not coincide with the image. And that's when you will get people who try to send you an inquiry form just to see, are you really that $5,000 person? Did you just put a price, or do you really stand behind your price? I'm going to repeat that one more time, okay? If you want to put pricing on your website, on your social media, so that you don't have to have this situation of people ghosting you because you already deter those price shoppers, you better make sure your branding, your marketing, your verbiage, your photos, everything align with the price you want to charge, the perception. And you are not the best person to judge. So get an outsider, somebody who's unbiased, to look at your digital presence and tell you whether are you worth the price, the perception of the price that you have listed on your website. Because if it doesn't align, you will have people who will send you the inquiry, and then after that, you send them the package, they will ghost you, okay? Or they get on a call with you, they try to nickel and dime you to see if they can push you, to see if you really stand behind the pricing that you say you want to charge, okay? You say you want to charge. All right, so one more thing as well. So you got to make sure that you're going to be appearing at the right platform where your people are hanging out, okay? Otherwise, you will have people ghosting you because they get a sticker shock, right? They see that, oh, you know what? You send them an inquiry, and then they just ghost you. So, and then, you got to make sure that you qualify your leads as well, right? I always say qualification. When you get an inquiry, you get so excited. You're so excited. And what do? You forgot to qualify them. Immediately, you start talking about their events. You start talking about their vision. And then because your mindset, when you go into the sales conversation, is I must close this lead. I want this lead. So you don't dare to talk about your price because you're so afraid when you tell them about your price, they will just say, you're too expensive. So you don't even want to handle that objection in that conversation. Say, you know what, let me just send out the contract and the proposal and see if they will sign back the contract and the proposal. How many of you have done that? How many of you have done that? Because you don't want to deal with the objection at that point of time. You put it in your proposal and your contract and see how it goes, right? And see how it goes, whether did they respond back. And then you wonder how come they ghost you. Okay, so somebody say that's you. I can't see your name. It's Facebook user. So, you know, we're in a safe container. Don't worry. There's no judgment here. We all go through that. All right, we're still going through it. So don't worry about it. That's why we're here to learn, right? So you want to be able to continuously qualify your lead. If you don't qualify your lead, okay, what are the questions to ask? You should all know it by now. Number one, what are the challenges you want to solve? Number two, have you spoken to other event planners or have you done any research yourself? Number three, how soon do you want to hire a planner? Number four, where did you find out about me? Once you finish all your qualifying question and they seem qualified, okay, maybe this lead is legit. Then you continue to talk about the event. Then you talk about the money. Then you drop your fee. If they are qualified lead, they will continue to listen and continue to give you this feedback. And then you continue to work through it, okay? To get to a point that you both understand this is your fee. I'm going to send you a proposal or the contract. Send the contract, send the proposal, and ask for the sale, all right? But if you didn't qualify them, okay, you're so excited, you just send them the package, and then they ghost you, and then you go boo-hoo-hoo. Why? They were not even your lead to begin with. They are not your ideal client. So don't waste your time and your energy, okay? So in summary, got to make sure you qualify your leads. Continuously qualify your leads even after they send you the questionnaire, okay? Have conversation, ask them more questions, all right, to make sure that they are qualified leads. Number two, make sure that you talk about money, okay? You have to talk about money before you send them the proposal or the contract, right? So they already know what is going on, how much it costs, so they don't ghost you. Number three, make sure that you are talking to the people, your ideal client at the right platform. You need to be at the space where they hang out, okay? Your branding, your messaging, your perception of your price must align with the price that you are quoting. Otherwise, you will have people who will ghost you, okay? Right, I finished right on the dot, 12:30. So let me know if this has been helpful. And again, don't waste your time and your energy getting upset, okay? Once you take the time to evaluate those 3 points that I have just shared with you and see if you have done your due diligence in qualifying your leads, in having good conversation, in talking about money, then you send a contract. And if they still ghost you, then it's not meant to be. Sales is a numbers game. You talk to 100 people, 20 people will listen. Out of that 20, one will buy. Some are buy now, some are buy later. Okay, so don't get upset. All right, that's why I say there's not going to be competition in your field, in your city, because there's not people who will play the long game. There's not many people who can take on no's and no's and no's and no's and continue to still show up for their business. Okay, so trust in yourself, trust in your process, continue to talk to leads, to talk to potential clients, so you get used to all this conversation, so you know exactly what to say, how to say it when you talk to your next big client. Okay, all right, thank you so much. All right, I love my members, paid and also my free members. I'm so happy I'm here to be able to teach, because I missed all of you last Wednesday, and I will see you next Wednesday as well. Have a great Wednesday, all of you. Bye.